Bacon and Eggs, the video show!
Woo! Welcome
Welcome to Bacon and Eggs.
to Bacon and Eggs.
Hi, and welcome to Bacon and Eggs on video! I'm Tyler Carlin.
And I'm Ethan Edgehill.
And this is our very first video that we've ever made with our faces.
This is a brand new thing we're going to try.
Yeah, we want to see if it works. We're talking about Star Wars today.
Specifically, the Star Wars prequels.
And why they suck. We've compiled a list of what we think are probably the 10 most likely reasons people don't like them.
What went wrong? Number one, these movies would not stand as their own trilogy.
They suck.
They would do okay, people would go see them, but not to the level that they were seen. They were given a higher expectation from the original trilogy, and the prequel trilogy just did not stand up to the test of time.
Yeah, I mean, really, at the end of the day, they're just bad movies. They're confusing and all of these different things that we're going to get into, but they're not well acted, they're not well written, they're not well shot. They're just only okay films. And I think if they didn't have the Star Wars name attached to them, they would have been an okay series, but it definitely would not have been what it is.
If they started in 1999 with The Phantom Menace and had never made the first three, would we have gotten the first three? And I think the answer is no.
I think you're right.
These movies were not about good versus evil. They were about the fall of democracy in some far-fetched galactic empire.
Reason number 2, the Clone Army doesn't make any sense. Obi-Wan shows up on Kamino and he gets this army of clones given to him from Master Sifo Dyas and just takes it for absolutely no reason.
That is totally against what the Jedi would have stood for.
And it doesn't, why on earth would they have ever even accepted it? We're not given really any background on who Sifo Dyas is, and the army is based on the guy that he's on Kamino hunting, the bounty hunter who just tried to kill Padme.
She would not have wanted that to happen. She would not have wanted Obi-Wan to chase down the guy that tried to murder her and then go, yeah, I'll take your clone army. That's cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Although, in a bout of irony, they do save her.
They do. And they were very helpful in the second movie. And not so helpful in the third movie, seeing as they murdered all the Jedi.
Although, kudos to Boba Fett. You know, people are always like, why is he such a big deal? Like, he has like 2 lines in the whole original trilogy, right? Like, who cares? But
we learn about who he is.
And
he's a clone.
He's not just a clone. He's like, all of the clones are Boba Fett, and they kill all the Jedi. So really,
he's the special clone, the one that grew at a normal
10-year-old
human.
No, he's a human. They're humans.
Are they humans?
I think so.
Humans beings?
Humans beings. Jango Fett.
Point number 3. Jar Jar Binks. Come on now.
Like, what? Jar Jar is such a huge part of the first movie, and they go through and they develop this comic relief character who's not that funny.
No, he's not. They give us the Gungans, the other race that's inhabiting Naboo. They're fighting over it.
And we have like a whole movie about the Naboo politics.
We learn about their leader, and we never go back there.
We just never go back. We never revisit the Gungan army. We never revisit any of that. That battle on Naboo has no long-term meaning.
His only comparison, his only parallel throughout the series is Yoda. Yoda was given to us as a comedic relief character, and he was done well. He was given a motive. We understood his Force background. We understood what he gave to the trilogy. Jar Jar is just an idiot for idiot's sake.
And maybe we were given a chance with the Darth Jar Jar potential storyline.
But we never got it!
And he was so bad in The Phantom Menace that they couldn't even follow up with that storyline. Even though I think it would have been genius and bold.
It would have come out of left field, for sure. That would not have been a problem. I personally think that we as an audience deserved better than Jar Jar Binks. But George Lucas doesn't think we did.
And you know what's crazy is even as a kid, I liked Jar Jar.
I did too. As a kid, I liked these movies, though.
Number 4. Midichlorians? What? Number 5.
In a set of 3 movies that gave us some of the best choreography across the map in a Star Wars movie, we got movies that leaned way too heavily on dialogue, and they lean way too heavily on bad dialogue.
It's just confusing. I don't know the intricacies of, like, the ancient Roman Empire, which I think is roughly what they were based on.
Something like that.
But, like the way that different types of government work is not obvious. It's something that most people need to take, like, an advanced level government course at the end of high school. And it's just not obvious for something that's supposed to be enjoyed by, like, 8-year-olds.
I mean, it's something even more basic than that. That's just not how people talk to each other.
It really isn't.
Nobody converses like that. I hate sand. It's coarse. It gets everywhere. Now, this is pod racing. These are weird to drink out of.
No, yours doesn't have ears.
Correct.
Reason number 6. The Jedi are super inconsistent with their power. It just doesn't make any sense. You mean to tell me that Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan can sense Anakin's Force power very early on in The Phantom Menace, but when they're on Coruscant at the Jedi Temple, literally in the parking lot, nobody can tell that there's 2 Force users inside Padme?
No, apparently not. They can tell when she's getting eaten by a weird space worm,
Right.
but they can't find Luke and Leia.
Can't find Luke and Leia, and they also can't tell that, like, Anakin is just running 10 feet away to fall in love with her. I feel like they can sense emotion and do all of these things. Why can't they figure this out about Anakin? It just doesn't make any sense.
They figure something weird out about Anakin, though. Midichlorian.
Midichlorians.
What?
Midichlorian counts off the charts.
Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Reason number 7.
We get almost no backstory for the villains whatsoever.
And they all seem really interesting.
Yeah, you want us to believe these villains are awesome. You want us to buy into it and be almost sad when they die. Tell us about them. Who is Darth Maul?
Who's Count Dooku?
Who's General Grievous?
Who's Emperor Palpatine?
To be fair though, Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's true. But it's not like superhero movies where you can have like a rich history and then just kind of throw them into the movie like Shocker or something like that in Spider-Man. This is all you get.
I mean, General Grievous was a throwaway villain.
I guess.
He was.
Hello there. So, I would talk about that. How, like, Trade Federation doesn't make any freaking sense. It took till literally this video for us to realize that those are separatists who are revolting at the beginning of the first movie and then succeed in that revolution.
Perfect. On that topic. Number 8, the Trade Federation.
Doesn't make any sense. It's just not clearly flushed out. So you mean to tell me that it took until Ethan and I were making this video right now to realize that the Separatists or the Trade Federation were the same thing? And that in the beginning of the first movie, they were revolting against the government, and at the end of the third movie, they succeed? It just doesn't make any sense. I honestly have watched these movies countless times. I've never even picked up on that.
They're rapidly becoming my favorite villain.
The Separatists?
Yeah, now that I know.
The successful villain?
Yeah, exactly. The only one that wins.
Except for they only kind of win.
They overthrow the government.
Yeah, but then the clones take them out.
Yeah.
Darth Vader knocks them out on one trip to Mustafar. It's over, Separatists. Reason number 3 square. That's 9.
That's 9. Reason number 9, nobody really did good at acting in this movie.
You
had a lot of big name actors in here. You had Natalie Portman, Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor,
Samuel L. Jackson. You got so many great names, and literally everybody just mails it in on all of them.
Yes, no, the script is not great. I'll be honest with you. But there's also a lot of just really bad performances from a lot of really great actors.
I know, like, and we see this even in Black Panther, which we just talked about.
Yeah, some of the scripting isn't fantastic, but the actual acting work by the actors, incredible.
Right, so you get it's a 2-part process, and in this movie, they're both.
Yeah, they didn't get part 1 or 2.
Reason number 10. Anakin is so obviously evil.
It's not even funny.
Like, maybe not in the first movie, he seems pretty innocent, although he does take out pretty much every other driver in a pod race. But in the second movie, he literally kills an entire village of people. An entire village!
And everyone's okay with it. He was upset about his mom.
Make bad choices make you. And they do, but Anakin is so clearly evil.
They just let him make the choices.
And then he's with Padme. Like, who does not see this? How is Obi-Wan like, Anakin's the father, isn't he? But Anakin is so obviously evil, it's not even a surprise when he turns to the dark side. Even though we're watching it as fans who know what happens in episodes 4, 5, and 6, the fact that you can't introduce somebody to Star Wars with episode 1 and have it make any sense is so incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, you watch the series in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It doesn't make any sense.
But if you watch it out of order, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, maybe you've forgotten the continuity arrows in 4, 5, 6. So, who knows? Those are our top 10 reasons for why the prequels suck. If you love the prequels or you hate the prequels, let us know in the comment section down below. Also, you can hit that subscribe button wherever that is. I don't know how YouTube works. We've never done this before.
Right there, I think.
But if you like this and you want us to do more stuff like this,
let us know. For our full thoughts on the Star Wars prequels, you can hit the links below to listen to the Bacon Eggs podcast. We have hour-and-a-half long in-depth reviews on each of the individual movies coming up shortly.
Yeah, we do. And in the third one, Seamus is joining us.
Hey, that's gonna be exciting.
But we're about to go watch the
Until next time, arrivederci.
Apples and oranges.